Berlin in the 18th century was not a city shaped by ancient ruins or merchant wealth. It was a city shaped by intention. Here, streets were planned, not inherited. Buildings rose not to impress the past, but to command the future. As the capital of Prussia, Berlin became a city of order, discipline, and power. Its rhythm was not set by markets or festivals, but by administration, soldiers' footsteps, and royal decisions made behind closed doors. Today, we walk through 18th century Berlin, moving from painted visions to living spaces, from ink and canvas to stone, light and shadow. At the heart of Berlin stood the Stadtschloss, the royal palace of Prussia. Frequently depicted in engravings and panoramic city views, the palace dominated the city both visually and politically. Facing the river Spree, the Stadtschloss was not hidden behind gardens or distance. It stood directly within the city's daily movement, a constant reminder that authority was near and watching. Carriages entered its courtyards, messengers crossed its gates, orders left its chambers and spread across Europe. In the 18th century, Berlin did not revolve around churches or markets. It revolved around this building. From painting to reality, the palace transforms, from a static symbol into a living machine of governance. The river Spree flows quietly through Berlin and appears again and again in 18th century city views. It was not a river of grand ships or distant horizons. It was a working river. Boats carried supplies, construction materials, and provisions for the court and army. Bridges crossed not only water, but authority, connecting administrative districts, military quarters, and royal grounds. Painters often framed Berlin from the riverbanks, showing a city measured, contained, and deliberate. In motion, the Spree reveals Berlin's true nature, calm on the surface, controlled beneath. No street symbolized 18th century Berlin more than Unter den Linden. Lined with trees and palaces, this grand boulevard appears in numerous paintings and engravings of the period. Unter den Linden was not built for wandering. It was built for display. Here, officers rode on horseback. Carriages carried diplomats and nobles. Parades moved with precision and silence. The street connected the Stadtschloss to the western gates of the city, linking authority with expansion. As paintings dissolve into living space, Unter den Linden becomes a stage, where power was not shouted, but calmly demonstrated. Gendarmenmarkt stands as one of the most frequently depicted squares of 18th century Berlin. Balanced, symmetrical, and controlled, The square reflects Prussia's political philosophy in stone. Flanked by twin churches and anchored by formal space, it was not a marketplace of chaos, but a square of arrangement. Here, ceremonies took place. Public presence was allowed, but structured. Artists loved Gendarmen marked for its clarity, open sky, clean lines, disciplined geometry. When brought into motion, the square feels calm, yet unmistakably authoritative. A public space designed to reinforce order, not debate. Few buildings were painted as often or as symbolically as the Zoghaus. Standing near the royal core, the arsenal was both a storehouse and a statement. Its facade, decorated with sculpted faces of soldiers, reminded viewers that Prussia was built on discipline and sacrifice. Engravings show it as solid, unyielding, and severe. In reality, it was alive with preparation, weapons stored, uniforms issued, officers passing through its gates. Berlin was not merely protected by its army. At the western edge of 18th century Berlin stood the Brandenburg Gate. Frequently depicted in engravings and city views, the gate marked more than an entrance. It was a boundary. Beyond it lay roads to other territories, to rival powers, allies, and battlefields. Within it lay order. Soldiers passed beneath its arches. Diplomats arrived through its openings. Processions crossed it with deliberate timing. In paintings, the gate appears calm and monumental. In reality, it was a filter, controlling who entered the political heart of Prussia. The Berlin Cathedral of the 18th century was not yet the grand dome we know today, but it appeared regularly in city views and river scenes. Positioned close to royal power, the cathedral did not stand apart from the state. Religion in Berlin served stability. Sermons emphasized duty. Ritual reinforced obedience. Artists often placed the cathedral within orderly compositions, never dominating the city, always integrated. In motion, the church feels restrained, its presence real, but carefully measured. Faith existed in Berlin, but it did not rule. West of the city center stood Charlottenburg Palace, a favorite subject for 18th century painters. Surrounded by gardens and open space, it represented a different face of power. Here, architecture softened, decoration appeared, culture was permitted but supervised. Charlottenburg was where the Prussian court entertained, received foreign guests, and displayed refinement without excess. Paintings show symmetry, light, and distance. In motion, the palace feels calm, elegant, and intentional. Even leisure in Berlin followed rules. Eighteenth century Berlin was not loud. It did not dazzle like Paris or trade like Amsterdam. It calculated from palace to river, from boulevard to square. Every space reflected control, readiness, and intent. The paintings that survive show us more than architecture. They show us a mindset. When transformed into living scenes, Berlin reveals itself as a city built not to dream, but to decide.